Mankiewicz. This is Turner Classic Movies. You've joined us for the opening night of this month's May Spotlight series, The Defining Frontier of the American Character in Westerns. We're looking at seminal films that established the foundation of the Western. And like the Old West, there's a lot of territory to cover, so we're doubling up with 2 nights each week. I'll be here Thursdays. Alicia Malone takes the reins on Tuesday nights. Up next, a significant Western from the genre's most significant director. From the Fox Film Corporation in 1924, The Iron Horse. It is really impossible to overstate the influence and the importance of the film's director, John Ford, in shaping the American Western. The Iron Horse is set during the Civil War, and as you might have guessed, it involves trains. The action is set during the construction of the Transcontinental Railroad, authorized by President Abraham Lincoln in 1862. Since this is a John Ford Western, you can expect thrills, betrayals, and a sentimental romance. Since this is an early Ford picture, there's a bit more comic relief than in Ford's later classics. With The Iron Horse, Fox set out to one-up a film from Paramount called The Covered Wagon, a 1923 hit about America's push to go west and tame the wild frontier. The studio also took a bit of a risk in hiring John Ford. He'd yet to make his mark, though Ford was no rookie filmmaker. He had directed roughly 50 silent features by this time, many of them westerns. But this is his first significant assignment, a full-length feature with a considerable budget. Ford ensured The Iron Horse was laden with impressive spectacles. Those include a massive buffalo hunt led by Buffalo Bill Cody, and a violent shootout against the Cheyenne, who were out to sabotage the ambitious and intrusive project. The Pacific Railroad Act set out to connect the East and the West, uniting 2 railroad lines. The Central Pacific pushed east from Sacramento, using mostly Chinese labor to lay down the tracks. The Union Pacific worked its way west from Omaha, using mostly Italian and Irish immigrant workers. George O'Brien and Madge Bellamy lead the cast here, with Charles Edward Bull as President Lincoln. Bull, who was a Nevada judge, made just one other film called The Heart of Maryland, released in 1927, and in that movie he also plays Abraham Lincoln. From 1924, directed by John Ford, The Iron Horse. The Iron Horse paid off for Fox, delivering a hit for the studio and bolstering director John Ford's reputation as a filmmaker who could deliver a stirring Western. There is, of course, a dark side to this romanticized notion of Americans from different backgrounds uniting for a common cause. The Iron Horse leans heavily into the idea of the country's manifest destiny, the belief that the United States was preordained to annex and rule the West, territory largely settled by and occupied by an indigenous population. This mindset, taking root in the mid-1800s, became the excuse to justify violent actions by the U.S. government as the country grew in landmass and population. Coming up, a popular movie cowboy saddles up for his final adventure, also set during an era when the Old West had its ways pushed aside in the name of progress. William S. Hart stars in the 1925 Western Tumbleweeds. Next on TCM.
Next on TCM, Tumbleweeds. Then the winning of Barbara Worth. And later, Sky High. TCM gets Tom in the Mix tonight.